let's talk about the Specialized Crux Elite X1. I took it for a spin around the whole park, and I tackled a couple hills, and I did a little bit of dismount practice. I was surprised at how tiring the mounting and dismounting was. So that's where a lot of the, when people say when you do cyclocross racing you're going to enter a pain cave, they mean that for 40 minutes you're basically going to be hammering your body. So how was the bike? Fantastic. If you want to ride a bicycle and you don't have a bike, or you want to upgrade to a good bike and you don't care about mountain biking and you don't care about road racing, you just want something that's enjoyable, that you can take off-road and gravel, ride on the road, get yourself a cyclocross bike. This thing is fantastic, okay? So it's carbon fiber, it's got a SRAM rival derailleur on the back, so that's what changes your gear up and down the cogs on the back. You've got 11 rings on the back for your climbing to your power speed. I tested around here. I climbed hills, I climbed steep stuff. I had no problem with it, okay? Something really steep I might have to jump off and carry the bike, but that's part of the cyclocross, what you do in cyclocross. So brakes were fantastic. I tackled a gravel hill going up about 17 miles per hour. Coming back down, I was doing 21 miles per hour, and then I was like, I'm going too fast. So super enjoyable. I did a couple jumps on it. I went over some roots, and I did a couple jumps off of some small roots. The bike felt fine. The tires are fantastic. When I first rolled off onto the gravel, I expected to have a jarring sensation like on my touring road bike. Not at all. It was very, very comfortable, very smooth. There was very little vibration going through my hands, I felt, compared to road bikes I've ridden. And if you've got to ride, if you're going to be riding gravel and you're riding some off-road stuff for a long time, it's going to be, I think, more comfortable than riding on a mountain bike. My experience from riding mountain bikes for a long time on flat trails is that they are not comfortable like that. They're built for climbing and descending, not for flat. So this is the bike I think that if you want to get into biking, you should go get. Okay, don't get yourself a race bike. Don't get yourself a compromised hybrid. Don't get yourself a mountain bike. Okay, unless you want to do that, get yourself a cross bike. As I mentioned earlier, it's got a single ring up front, and it's got 40 tooth. I found, like I said, it was fine. SRAM rival here on the back, 11 gears on the back. So one thing about higher end bikes you'll have to remember is that generally they don't come with pedals. So I'm actually using my 20-year-old mountain bike pedals. They are not very good at shedding mud. You take a look in here. This bike is actually well set up for bike packing or bike touring. You've got, if we take a look here, you've got 1, 2, 3 mount points here. This one can hold a little toolbox. You could put a drink holder here, like a bottle holder here, and if you look down below, there's actually 2 mount points here where you can put another a larger water bottle, like a Nalgene bottle, or you could carry more equipment there. Some other cool things about the Specialized Crux is that it has a smooth section here, and you can see it's kind of rounded, so it's designed for either holding it with your hand when you pick it up to go over obstacles, or for throwing it over your shoulder, so it sits on your shoulder nicely. Another thing to notice is that down here, this section here actually is hollowed out. You can put your hand in there. You'll see, like here, if you notice, it's more rounded, and up here your fingers can go in, so there's a little depression to hold it when you're basically going to throw it over your shoulder and run with it. So because I don't have a derailleur on the front, this one's just a brake. There's no shifter here. I only have the shifter on this side here. And again, these tires I talked about, these are the 70 by 33C. So you can see they're knobby. There's I'm running them tubeless, so I actually have no inner tubes inside the tires. What we have here is We have a stem that is holding the ear in, and then the tire is seated right onto the rim. And so what that means for me is I'll be able to run a little bit lower pressure. I will have lower chance of getting like a pinch flat on the inner tube, but with the lower pressure I'll have more grip for when I'm climbing on steeper sections or in things that are looser or like sand. So that's it. I love the bike. It's fantastic. Wish I'd bought one earlier.